And we are finally live. Oh my God, I'm so excited just because last time when I tried to go live, I just didn't click the button. So this time I made extra sure this is the case and that we are live in today's presentation or live stream, which is, as you can see on the screen, setting smart fitness goals. So I'm super excited to be here today and actually talk to you about a subject that is very dear to me, which is why do we need to set fitness goals in the first place? And then why do these goals need to be smart? So, I'm going to give you a bit of a context and explain to you why this is important, give you an overview of the SMART criteria. If you already don't, if you already know them even better, we are going to consolidate some information. But if you don't know what they are, well, this is the time to learn. And I would definitely want you to also participate in today's live stream. So don't hesitate to ask any sort of questions that you might have during this live stream. That's why I'm here live. And also, don't hesitate to take a piece of paper and a pen because we will be trying to discover together what your goals with respect to fitness are and how can we smarticize them. Yeah, that's a word that I hope I'm the only one who invented because it doesn't sound very good in English. But yeah, I'm super, super excited about this. So let's see how are some of the implementation strategies based on my own experience, of course. And how can we actually achieve our fitness goals by being smart about them? So, why setting smart goals? Well, actually, because as you can see from this GIF, working hard is better than not working at all. But working smart is working in an intelligent manner that is going to bring a lot of ease into the way in which you work, right? So what we want to do is actually to be in this category where not only we work, we try to do a great job out of working, and we want to be smart about that because working hard and smart is the fastest way possible to achieve your own goals. And I think every one of us have goals. Why not optimize the time that we spend on a particular goal by being intelligent in the manner in which we work on those particular goals? So, just to give you a bit of a context about me, this podcast is inspired by my clients and by the high rates of obesity and sedentary lifestyles that we see today. And so we know that these rates continue to increase. And I think that bringing more awareness with respect to how to begin training, how to move more, what is the mindset that you need to have on that would be extremely useful for everyone. So I think everyone at no matter what level actually has the capacity of putting time and effort into their own fitness goals, but it will be easier if we are able to identify these goals faster and be smart about how we implement them in our daily life. And so I'm launching this second episode in this new series focusing on fitness, cultivating a sports mindset, and offering some nutritional advice. Even though I'm not a nutrition expert myself, my personal experiences have shown me that there is a way in which you can eat and feel good about yourself. There is a way in which you can actually lose weight while doing that. And along the series, which I am planning to do on a weekly basis, well, I'm going to give you tips and tricks that worked in my case and that I hope will work in your case also. Why am I going to give you tips about that? Well, because I am happy to do it. I have a background in training in general and giving training to people in different domains. And in sports, I also have a background and I am very, very interested in practicing them and also teaching them. And I'm focusing on people who are not very motivated to begin, or they don't know how to begin, or they don't know how to continue once they began their fitness routine. So I have been practicing a lot sports, some of them at a good competitive level, among which powerlifting. So in 2022, I started in January training for a powerlifting competition. And actually, in October the same year, I managed at the national level to win the second place at bench press for my category. It's not because I am amazing, it's because I think I had a goal. That goal was concrete, and that goal actually followed those smart criteria that I want to talk to you about. So, if I can do that, and if I am able to be smart about my own goals, why not actually help you also be smart about your goals? So, yeah, I love practicing sports and I love having fun while doing these particular sports. And I think that finding enjoyment and embracing the process has proven vital for me to stick to my schedule, to stay motivated, even though I didn't have the time, I didn't have the energy or the desire. And so, yeah, it's not always easy to stay motivated, but I think that you can do it because you need some discipline in your life. And that's what the first live stream actually based itself on. So, yeah, here I am at the national powerlifting competition in Romania in 2020. 22, and as you can see, I put some weights that are not average in terms of actually weights in general. Like like I was pretty impressed with this. I'm talking in kilograms here, but I did 92.5 squat, kilogram squat, and I think that's impressive for someone who has never had a background before, and for someone who has just started powerlifting like 9 months previously, right? So interesting. That's what I say. If you have the motivation to start something and the discipline to follow your goals in a smart manner, well, I don't think you cannot achieve whatever type of goal that you set yourself for. So after the powerlifting competition, I wanted to start something else, and I started training in street lifting. And so this is me doing a ring muscle up after 6 weeks of training. And of course, I was impressed. I already knew how to pull up, and so that was my advantage. And so for me, it was pretty much attainable if I was structured in my training to be able to do that. And it was fun because learning new skills in general is fun. And I really think that you should introduce enthusiasm in your training, and you should focus on the things that you like. So that's where I am actually going to give you some insights on the SMART goals themselves. Because if you have a goal that you want to attain, but you don't enjoy doing that goal and you don't enjoy the process of following your goal through, well, actually, it will be extremely, extremely difficult for you to stick. And so here you can see this was my submission for the final rep competition, street lifting worldwide competition in last year, in 2023. And I managed to do good numbers. Unfortunately, I didn't get qualified among the first 10 competitors for my category, but I trained for a couple of months, and I think I was extremely excited. Like here, I have a muscle up with 5 kilograms, and my maximum was 7.5. So I was excited about that, and I think excitement is important when you want to achieve something. And so for me is achieving a degree of proficiency in a particular sport, being competitive in that sport. But for you might just be, I want to move more, a couple of minutes more per week. That would be a great goal already. So that's why I'm saying, like, setting smart goals is not taking people's opinions about what you should be doing and going with those goals because it's cool, because it's popular. Setting smart goals, it's about what I want to do, what I like to do, and what is my level to be able to do that. And so I think sports mindset is extremely, extremely important. And that's why I think coaches in general should be focusing more on this area, because a big part of my clients need this mindset to be able to stick with the program that they wish for. And so after all this experience, I started taking clients, and I started creating programs that are personalized for these clients. And so I have here a page, and also if you're interested in having a first call for free with me where we discuss about your goals and about how to set them smartly, well, be more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, I just want to show you how I organize my discussions with the clients around these subjects about goals in general, because I see that the clients that don't have specific goals, the clients that actually have something vague in mind but are not extremely motivated, they tend not to stick to the program itself. And so at the beginning of our discussion, I have them fill a particular form where I ask, what are your motivations? What are your goals? And what do you want to do in order to achieve them? How available are you during the week? So actually, how interested are you to pursue these goals? And the majority who don't have a very clear answer to this, well, actually, they don't stick. And I tend not to want to work with them just because I know it's unfortunate to pay for something that you won't use further. And so success is what I'm looking in my own training. And that's what I'm also looking in my clients' training. And so let's start the discussion around why is it important to set fitness goals in the first place. Well, it's important because you might have a dream. I want to go skiing with my daughter, or I want to go skiing with my boyfriend. And that's a dream. That's something nice to have, right? And so how do we achieve that particular activity in this process where it starts with a dream? So we achieve it usually through discipline. And this is an image here about discipline, which is the bridge between your goals and dreams. And so in order to achieve particular goals, you need to have those goals set in a smart way that will encourage you to stay motivated throughout the program, and that will encourage you also to be disciplined about how to approach that particular goal. It's not easy, and it's never easy from the beginning up to the end of the entire progress. There will be moments when you actually will be unmotivated, without energy, lack of confidence maybe, or just like you don't feel it because you're not feeling well emotionally, or maybe there are some health issues that impede you to do your best, right? So there will always be something that can appear. But discipline guarantees you that even if you don't feel like it, showing up is already more than 80% of the work that you need to do. And so there are moments where I don't feel like it. But if I try to introduce a bit of fun and to just show up, well, I just start getting warmed up about the entire environment that surrounds me in the gym, for example. And yeah, I start doing the exercises because I'm there anyway. So why would I lose the time to go and show myself in the gym if I'll just browse around and not do the work? So discipline is important, and that's why in my previous live stream I discussed about what is the difference between motivation and consistency? How can we become more disciplined? And what are the strategies for us to identify these actions that will help us to be more disciplined and stay consistent to our routine? It's not easy, but it's extremely, extremely healthy physically because we will be disciplined to actually do the work, and mentally because we will be rewarding ourselves at the end of that week where we respected the program, just because we are happy that we did the work and we respected the program. And so, actually, just to answer to the question, what is the importance and the purpose of setting fitness goals? Well, there are a lot of them, a lot of reasons why fitness goals are important if you want to start your fitness routine or fitness programs or just start moving more. Well, setting fitness goals is essential for several reasons, and they play a crucial role in achieving overall health and wellness. We don't want to be a couch potato, and we want to move because we are human beings who actually are born moving, actually, right? So you would want to continue to do that throughout your life just to make sure that your body stays fit and doesn't fade away, as I like to say it. So I don't move enough. I feel like my body is not strong enough. And it's like an addiction, right? Like sport is an addiction, but it's a good addiction that helps you stay healthy throughout your life. Why wouldn't we want to do good things and implement good routines in our life? And so, direction and focus is the first thing that I think is extremely important when you set fitness goals. It's like setting a destination on a map before starting a journey. Without a goal, you might feel lost or unsure about what exercises to do, how often to do them, or what progress looks like. You don't know what you should be doing if when you go to the gym or you want to exercise at home, you don't know what the goal of that exercise session is. And I see so many people at my gym coming in and getting out without specifically having a goal. And it's unfortunate because that's what drives people to go to the gym in the first place, wanting to do something with a specific goal in mind. And being smart about it is going to help them focus more. It will bring direction and focus. Motivation boost is another reason why you would want to have a fitness goal. So goals act as powerful motivators, especially for beginners. When you have a goal in mind and you want to achieve it, you think about that goal and you go with that goal in mind, because when you have a specific target, it becomes easier to stay committed and motivated. Whether it's fitting into a certain dress size, running a 5K distance, or simply feeling more energetic, having a goal to strive for keeps you focused on your fitness journey. And that's extremely, extremely important. I cannot emphasize how important it is to have a goal, but a real goal where you would really want to make the effort to change a bit your life so that you are able to accomplish that goal in a specific time. Another reason why you would want to have goals is that goals help you track your progress effectively. Whether it's tracking your weight or recording your workout duration or measuring strength gains, having quantifiable goals allows you to see how far you've come and celebrate your achievements along the way. And so, once again, measuring progress is extremely important when actually wanting to have a particular goal in mind. Don't hesitate to ask questions in chat in case you are interested and curious about some of the topics and you want me to develop on them more. And if you are seeing this recording afterwards, well, just try to think is for if for you it makes sense to have measurable progress as a reason for setting a goal. Accountability is also important because when you have a goal, you are able to share your goal with others, like friends or family or a fitness trainer, and this creates a sense of accountability. I also talked in my previous video about this subject. Accountability is extremely important because you tend to skip less gym sessions or sessions in general if you have someone that counts on your presence. And that for me is extremely important. When I'm going to the gym with a friend, I tend not to skip the gym just because I know that friend is counting on me and I don't want to be the slacker, right? So yeah, for me, accountability is important. But as you see, there are at least 6 reasons why you would have fitness goals. So it's just a matter of personality in terms of which ones of these goals are important for you. Is it direction and focus? Is it motivation boost? Is it having a measurable progress or being accountable on your goals? Or is it an enhanced self-esteem, for example, or a personalized approach? So just to finish here, before we go into the overview of the SMART goals themselves, personalized approach. So for example, every individual's fitness journey is unique. And that's why I think having personalized courses for my clients where I see what their level is, what their goals are, what their availability around that program is, these things are extremely important. And so every individual's fitness journey is unique, and setting goals allows you to tailor your workout routine and nutrition plan, for example, if you have one, to align with your objectives and preferences individually. So whether you aim, for example, to lose weight or gain muscle, to improve flexibility or to enhance overall health, setting goals and setting specific goals helps you customize your approach accordingly. The more detailed these goals are, the better it is for you to be able to reach them. The more detailed these goals are, the better for you it is to personalize your journey accordingly. We are not all the same. We don't have the same amount of time available, and we want to do the best out of our time, and we also want to enjoy that particular time. So it's so important to do the exercises and enjoy them while you're at it, so that your goals keep pushing you to advance and progress, and so that you don't actually bail out. Okay, so yeah, that's important. And enhanced self-esteem, it's exactly what I was talking earlier about. Achieving fitness goals not only improves physical health, but also it enhances self-esteem and confidence. Each milestone that you reached within that particular goal reinforces a sense of accomplishment and self-belief, empowering you to tackle new challenges along the way. So the more detailed your goals are, with respect to fitness in this case, the better for you to see what the incremental steps for you to achieve are. And so it will be easier for you to take this entire goal step by step, dissect it, and actually work towards that goal with small incremental steps. That's important because you feel already better when you know that you achieved a specific milestone, such as, for example, just showing up to the gym. You should be happy about that. So yes, setting goals is extremely important, but making sure that those goals are also smart, I think, is the next level, the next step. So from my clients, I do not only expect them to have a goal, and usually I have a couple of options for them to help them better clarify what their reason for following a particular personalized program is. But those goals also need to be smart. Hence the acronym SMART. So, SMART goals are a framework for setting objectives that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And so here is a bit of an overview of each one of them. But what I would like you to do is to prepare yourselves with a pen and a piece of paper and start writing what would be your main top priority goal with respect to fitness. Because we can always do better and we can always improve our health, either physical or mental, by incorporating a bit more movement in our weekly routine. So you should definitely have a goal with respect to that, because this is how you show yourself that you're self-caring, right? It's extremely important to do that. So what is your goal in general? Take a piece of paper and write it down. What is the most important goal that I have with respect to fitness and overall physical health improvement? So let's discuss a bit about what these goals, these acronyms stand for. So specific goals should be clear and well defined. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, a specific goal would be, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. So whenever you have a goal, you should be specific with respect to it. Like, that's the most important one. And let's say that now that I finished my weighted calisthenics journey, I want to do something else. And so indeed, I have found a goal for this year. I'll let you know how it goes. But my goal for this year would be, I want to run a marathon. So that's the generic goal, that main goal that will drive me to make it smarter and to actually dissect it so that it becomes the first step specific, right? So I want to run a marathon. It's not specific enough. So what do I want to do? Well, I want to run a marathon in under, let's say, 4 hours, a marathon having around 42 kilometers, and that should be done by October. So I try to incorporate the other criteria in it, but your goal should be specific. So I want to run a marathon in under 4 hours until October. That is specific. That's a goal that is specific. And what is great about it is that it also has a measurable component. So not only now that we specified what the goal is about, we also added another dimension, which is measurement. It should be measurable, the goal. So goals should be quantifiable so that progress can be tracked. In my case, if I finish a marathon, I'll already be able to quantify this as a success. Why? Because I never ran a marathon, so that's something interesting for me. And so measurable means that you want to include numbers. So this might involve using numbers or concrete indicators. So for example, I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week is measurable, right? You don't want to have your goal only specific. You want to be able to measure it, to measure the progress, to measure how much time you spend on that particular goal. In my case, let's say I have the availability to train a half an hour per day, 4 days per week. And that would be the way in which I'm going to measure my progress. If I'm going to show to those particular sessions, well, that's already great. Yeah, yeah. I see someone just said hello in the comments. Hi, Nemera. Thanks a lot for joining. Please let me know if you have any sort of questions. Otherwise, I'll just continue. Hoping that you are able to identify your fitness goal already and that now it's the step where you are going to smartify it. Okay, so measurable. You need to keep track of the progress. You need to know where did you start from and where you want to arrive at the end. That is a smart goal. If you are not able to measure progress, you won't be able to tell whether or not all this effort that you put into those sessions is paying off or not. Why would you do it then if you don't know if you evolved or succeeded in some way? Okay, achievable is the third criteria within the SMART goals. Achievable means that goals should be realistic and attainable. While it's great to aim high, setting goals that are too far beyond your current abilities can lead to frustration and motivation. An achievable goal might be like, I will increase my daily water intake from 2 glasses to 3 glasses, not to 8 glasses, right? So this is just an example to show you that you don't want to set yourself up for failure. You want actually to feel that you have made some progress and that this progress being quantifiable actually shows the improvement but doesn't lead to frustration. So for me, I wouldn't want to set a goal where I want to run a marathon the next week. I never ran a marathon. I don't know if I can do it. So why not take smaller incremental steps to do that? If I were already in competitions in marathons like a couple of weeks ago, I might say, yeah, I can run a marathon in a week. That would be a good goal for me. But it's not the case. I never ran a marathon and I won't run a marathon next week because either I won't be able to do it and it will be frustrating and unmotivating. Either I'll put so much pressure on me that I might even injure myself. So setting smart goals also means setting achievable goals. And that's extremely, extremely important. I cannot emphasize. Like, there are people that are actually not very well at the fitness level. Like, they are not able to walk for 30 minutes straight, but they want to climb the Mont Blanc, for example, like the highest peak that we have here in Europe. That would be an unattainable goal for this year. And so what I'm trying to say is, why not come back to the basics and try to get comfortable in your own skill with easier goals that can set you up for success mid and long term. Very important. Next up, the goals must be relevant. That's also important. So, for example, goals should align with your overall objectives and aspirations. And these goals should be meaningful and relevant to your own life. So, for example, if your goal is to improve cardiovascular health, a relevant goal might be, I will participate in a cardio workout class 3 times per week. Right? Like, my goal is actually, I saw how it goes with improving strength and increasing strength. Now I want to improve my cardiovascular health. So for me, running a marathon is very relevant. It's been a couple of years since I wanted to do that. Now is the moment, and I feel motivated about this. I adapted a bit my life around these trainings. So actually, why not start doing it? But if you don't like running, you want to actually improve your strength or flexibility, and you just hate spending time while running, why would you want to run a marathon? That's not relevant for you. You should be searching for a goal that is relevant for your particular case. And so, once again, people who don't find the relevant goal for them, but just want to do that goal because it seems like it's cool, well, they don't stick to it too long, for too long, right? So Once again, very important to have a goal that is relevant to your own case, not to any other people that are around you or that you find are doing that in a very cool manner. Yes. Once again, please don't hesitate to ask your questions in the chat. And if you're seeing this recording, you can ask your questions in comments afterwards. I'll make sure I'll be answering to them. Okay, and the last criterion here within a SMART goal is actually T, which comes from timely. So T comes from timely. It means that your goal, when you are setting your goal, you must have a deadline or a time frame for the completion of that particular goal. Because if you don't have a time-bound goal, it will be more difficult for you to achieve it. So this adds a sense of urgency if you have a time-bound goal, and it helps you prevent procrastination. So as you see, all these SMART criteria are important for you to have a SMART goal per se. You cannot just have a SMART goal. You need to have a SMART goal. So let's say if we go back to the 5K race, I want this race to be achieved. I will run a 5K race in 3 months. So actually now I know there is a sense of urgency around that, and I will keep pushing the limits so that I'm able to attain that goal within the time. And it's not only in fitness training that this happens. The more you have time to do something, the less you will tend to do it, or the more you will try to postpone it until the last moment. And that's not exactly what we want to do. That's why it's very, very important to set yourself up for success by setting yourself a time-bound goal. So yes, this is actually the overview of the SMART goals. But what I want to do now is to take you through a concrete example, let's say my example, until someone comes in the chat and gives me their example of a goal setting, and then we can take that one in consideration. But until that point, let's together choose a SMART fitness goal. So as I said, grab a piece of paper and a pen and begin writing the name of your top priority goal. That's important because this is the first step that will help you actually want to create some sort of a motivation and some sort of discipline around your fitness goal. What is your goal? What specific health and fitness goals do you want to achieve? How will you incorporate exercise into your daily or weekly routine? What types of physical activities or exercises do you enjoy or find enjoyable? Do you have any existing health conditions or physical limitations that might affect your exercise choice? What strategies will you use to stay motivated and accountable towards your fitness goals? So actually, these are questions that should occur when you want to decide to do something. Because if you do not answer to these questions or you don't take all of them into consideration, well, it stays at the phase of a proof of concept, right? So you want to start working out, but you're not sure, you don't know, it's not a priority, you'll just forget about it. Now it's the time to act. I had a video in a previous live stream where it showed pending for 100 days, thinking about how to do it, whereas one day of doing it was more important and more relevant. What I like to say is better done than perfect. So why not start today? Why wait until you have reached that particular moment in life where you think like it would be worth it? Or worse, why would you wait until you would need it so bad that it would like obligate you to do that particular exercise and it would be very, very uncomfortable? Start earlier to to prevent. You don't want to cure usually. You want to prevent the things that might occur to you because of, let's say, old age or because of not moving enough, right? So yeah, once again, what is your specific goal? What do you want to achieve in your fitness journey? Please let me know. And so now let's start and define the goal clearly. Let's start with the first S from specific SMART goal. So I have here some questions, and then I'll give you some examples to showcase once again what does a specific goal look like and what a bad goal looks like in terms of specificity. So what specific outcome or result do you want to achieve? Can you clearly articulate your goal in one sentence? What exactly do you want to accomplish? How will you know when you have achieved your goal? And what steps will you take in that direction? Like, these are all great and relevant questions, and this is the moment for you to find out what is actually the goal in more specificity, right? So here I am showing you a difference between I want to complete a marathon as a goal, and that would be for me a bad SMART goal, in comparison to I want to finish that X marathon under 4 hours by the 31st of December with a structured training, overcoming some particular limitations that I might have, right? So the first goal to complete a marathon lacks specificity, lacks measurability, and lacks time-bound elements, right? So it doesn't provide any details on how the marathon will be achieved or any criteria for success. This is too vague. If you feel like your goal is too vague, then it means it's not specific. This doesn't provide a clear roadmap for accomplishment. It's just at a proof of concept level, and it will stay as such until you start to make it more specific. So I hope this is a bit clearer. Let's move on to the measurable part of the SMART goal. How do you quantify your progress? So the scientific literature shows that if you want to do something and you're not able to quantify your progress so that you see that you have a progress, you won't stick to it. You won't be motivated to move further, to accomplish some goal. So how will you measure your progress towards your goal? What specific metrics and indicators will you use to track your progress? Are there any tools or resources that you can use to help measure your progress? Is there an application that you can use? Do you want to create a Google spreadsheet somewhere? How often will you assess your progress towards your goal? Every day? The day I just moved 30 minutes more than the day before? Or every week? This week I completed 3 hours of training, whereas in comparison to the previous weeks, I definitely improved. Every month, every year, like, what is the progress assessment and how often do you do it? How will you know if you're on track to achieve your goal within the desired time frame? So these are all questions that lead you to success in terms of measurability of the goal. So a bad example of a measurable goal, measurable SMART goal related to running would be I want to run a lot in preparation for the marathon. So that's not measurable. I'll just run a lot. That's not quantifiable. A better measurable goal would be I want to complete the distance of 42 kilometers while I'm training 3 days per week with a specific program and mileage target. So here it's measurable. I know the distance that I want to cover at the end of this entire goal. I know how many days per week I will be training, and also I know at the end of each week the numbers that I will have accomplished if I respected that program that is specific and that has specific mileage targets. So once again, don't forget, guys, measurability is extremely important, but all the other SMART goals are important. So for example, assessing feasibility and resources is extremely important, because you need your goal to be realistic and attainable given the current circumstances or resources that you have available. So I have clients that fill in my form at the beginning of our discussions about how much time per week, how many days per week can they realistically train. And they are super motivated when they fill in. And even though I put like the word realistically in caps, like in uppercase, they say 5 days per week. And so, from my experience, some of them actually are too motivated, and I see just from the beginning that it will not be achievable because this is not attainable for their particular situation. I understood they have children, I understood they have other relatives that they care for, they have two jobs, sometimes in parallel, they sleep like 4 or 5 hours per night. And how in the world are they going to find time to train 5 times per week, 1 hour? If they don't have the time to sleep, how will they find the time to actually train 5 hours per week from 0 to 5 hours per week? So I'm going back to them and I explain that maybe we should be a bit more realistic so that we set an attainable goal, because it's better to start like with less but to attain that particular goal than just not feel accomplished at the end of the week because you were not able to stick to that particular program. So attainable is important. What steps can you take to make your goal more achievable? Are you able to make your goal more achievable? Are you able to insert throughout the week a couple of hours of sport? Even 1 hour per week is better than none. Even 30 minutes per week is better than none. So it's up to you to be realistic about how much time and how many resources you have available with respect to this goal, so that you don't get unmotivated when you see you're not able to accomplish this. Another question might be, are there any potential obstacles or challenges you need to anticipate? How do you overcome them? Because if you have a goal and you are not able to work around the blocking points that appear in your life to make that goal and to attain that goal, well, actually it means you are not motivated enough, and maybe it's not the moment for you right now to start that particular goal. Or maybe you should be diminishing a bit the goal at a level where you're able to attain it, because as I said, something is better than nothing at all. So I prefer a half an hour of moving more per week than zero, but I wouldn't recommend 5 hours of moving more per week if you are at zero currently, right? It's just like an abstract example here, but to illustrate this importance of setting attainable and achievable goals. So think about this question. How many hours can you realistically train per week? How can you work around all the blocking points that might occur? How will achieving this goal impact other areas of your life? And are you prepared to manage those challenges and those changes? So, yeah, attainable goal is very important. Let me show you what it looks like. A goal that is bad, like a smart goal that is not smart, but it's just bad. Run a marathon within the next week. So I gave this example before, but that goal is not attainable, let's say in my case, without maybe having some sort of physical impact afterwards. And so this goal is not achievable within the realistic frame or the realistic time frame, because running a marathon, in my case, requires significant training and preparation, and attempting to do so within a month would likely lead to injury or failure overall. I don't want to get frustrated at the end of this experience. I want to feel good about myself. So how am I able to set up a goal that is attainable? So a better example of a smart goal related to gradually increasing running mileage to marathon distance would be increase weekly running mileage by 10% over 6 months to reach marathon distance, prioritizing injury prevention using a structured training plan. So that would be a good goal, an attainable goal. I don't want to run the marathon next month. I want to run the marathon in 5 or 6 months' time, provided that I will be increasing by 10% the mileage over these 6 months. So that's a smart goal. It's attainable because it introduces small incremental steps, and you want that in your program. You want to feel like you're in control, and you want to feel good about that particular goal. Let's move on. So relevant goal actually is also very important, because a relevant SMART goal is one that aligns with your overall objectives, values, and priorities. They are personal to every one of us, and it should address specific needs, challenges, or opportunities that are important for you specifically. Why does this goal matter to you despite its ambitious nature? Why, Andrea, why do you want to run a marathon? Why is it important for you? How does this dream align with your passions despite the challenges? In what ways would achieving this goal fulfill your aspirations? How does this goal inspire you to pursue some other challenges along the way? Like, how is your life better if you are able to achieve this goal? How is this goal relevant to your own situation? That's important, because if the goal is not relevant to you, well, actually what it's going to happen is that you won't stick to it. And that's the case for any of the other acronyms that we have in the SMART goals themselves. So to complete a marathon to fulfill my lifelong dream, it's just a bad example. It's not something that is clear. It's not something that is smart. But to enhance my physical fitness, mental resilience, and overall well-being, and maybe cardiovascular system in general, is something that will be extremely relevant to me right now. So it's not because I wished for this to happen for years and my entire life. It's because right now I feel I'm in a moment where I would like to improve my endurance. I would like to improve my physical fitness and motivation. I would like to feel better in my body, and I feel like running, right? So that would be, I would like to spend some me time while I'm running and listening to good music. That might be something that is relevant for me individually. You might have some other particular goals, right? And other relevant goals with respect to marathon in particular, or any sort of other goals that you might have created along the way. So really, I encourage you to take this recording once again and start filling in your goals with all these SMART acronyms inside, because they are going to help you actually get motivated to start something and have a better vision and a clearer perspective and a better approach with respect to how to start training and how to stick to that particular training. And the last SMART goal here that I want to show you is the time-bound goal. Yeah. So the time-bound goal actually refers to setting a deadline. And I think I explained that already, but you need a time frame or a deadline in order to achieve your goal, in order not to postpone your goal. How will having a specific deadline motivate you to action? Well, it will get you started in the first place. If my marathon is like in 3 years' time, I will definitely not start working out right now for it. I need something that is closer to me. And usually I ask for people to have this time-bound goal in the same year. Yeah, provided that we don't start a program together in December. So... But yeah, it's important to feel like you want to accomplish something this year, and that's why actually I had time bound SMART goals in 2022 too when I had my powerlifting competition, which was the deadline itself. So I knew I must train up to that point in October. Or last year I had this competition that took place on the in October also, and so that was my goal. I needed a deadline for me to be able to get started, and I think this is important because it will help you implement some strategies to ensure that you will stay focused and committed to achieving your goals within the set time frame. And I see that from my clients. Whenever there is a timeline or a deadline around, well, people try to actually achieve it. And so, yeah, that's definitely my recommendation. So participate in a marathon within 1 year is not specific with respect to the deadline itself. You need something more specific because this goal here, participate in a marathon within 1 year, lacks specificity and doesn't provide a clear deadline or time frame for when the marathon will be completed. So if you're just like talking without any sort of deadline, you won't actually be starting because you don't have any sort of deadline. And you remember what I said at the beginning when I said setting fitness goals. It's important also because of the accountability. If you're starting to tell to everyone, hey, I will be attending in mid-October at a marathon, you will be more accountable in trying to accomplish this goal than just telling people I will be someday attending to a particular marathon or participating to a marathon. So once again, deadline is important for you to make sure you stick to your goals within a particular time frame. And what I encourage my clients always is push the limits. You finished that goal. Well, now it's time to have another goal that might rely on your previous goal, but that will show even more progress from your side, because it's impossible not to have any sort of progress after you have put in the work, right? So yeah, for me, progress is important, and getting out of the comfort zone is one way through which you can achieve progress. Just go there, just put yourself to the test, just work and see what happens. We have a couple of more minutes, but I just want to continue showing you at the end of this entire process what your own SMART goal should look like if you are setting your goal to be smart with respect to fitness. So here I organized a bit my goal, running a marathon at the beginning, in a SMART setup. So an improved SMART goal for me would be to achieve a personal best time for under 4 hours in the marathon that I identified myself on a particular date by following a structured training plan and incorporating maybe speed workouts and long runs, leading to enhanced endurance, strength, and mental resilience, thus fulfilling my desire of completing the marathon by, let's say, the 22nd of October. So this goal is specific because I'm targeting a personal best time for under 4 hours in a specific marathon that is going to take place the 22nd of October. This goal is measurable because the marathon is around 42 kilometers long, and I aim to complete it in under 4 hours. If I'm able to do that, well, at least if I'm able to complete it, I'll be measuring my efforts put into this training, because I never completed it. I never ran a marathon of 42 kilometers. And then if it's under 4 hours, like, that's the ultimate success, right? But this is also attainable because I am thinking of a program, and within the 24 weeks of training that I have scheduled my program on, with a structured, tailored plan based on my fitness level and age, I think I am going to achieve this goal. I am confident that I will be able to do that. If I incorporate, for example, 4 training sessions per week, and these are realistic and attainable for me, I will be able to achieve this goal. So I really thought about what will be my life in the next 24 weeks, and I tried to incorporate 4 times per week training sessions so that I accommodate based on my particular goal. That's me time. So that's the time where I will try as much as possible to focus on myself and improving my endurance in that period of time. I might skip one or two sessions because of some things that might occur along the way, but I'll try not to make it a rule of skipping these sessions, because you skip one session, then you would have the tendency to skip the other one and the other one, and you'll skip the entire program. So you'll just like get over it, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to stick to the program and make yourself accountable for it. Then my goal is relevant because having previously run 17 kilometers I think that this is going to help. Like, this is relevant also because, like, I ran in the past, I enjoy running, I want to improve my cardiovascular system, and I think this is the moment for me to do it. I want some me time. I enjoy running while listening to music. And for me, having this goal attained by the 22nd of October, well, actually, that's extremely important and relevant. And once again, that's particular to me, but you might have some other reasons along the way. So that's why I'm suggesting, please take into consideration that this goal is for you only. And so time bound, well, I identified the date and I'm going to complete that marathon at that time. And if I'm going to respect my structured program that I created, where it's measurable and I see the incremental steps that I need to do each day of the week, 4 times per week, 24 hours in total, well, I'll achieve that goal. I was able to create this schedule myself after I started getting informed about how to do it and read some literature around this. You might want to take a coach and maybe do these goals and set these goals up with them. Either way, it's fine. Your goals are your goals only, and if you want them to be specific, you need to just get informed a bit with respect to the best approach of achieving that particular goal. And so, yeah, this is what actually at the end of all this entire SMART goal setup for me to run a marathon, my program looks like. I'll be starting it soon, but yours might be different. It might be in swimming, it might be in skiing or powerlifting or any sort of other form of physical activity. You just need to start. And that's why I think you should definitely do this exercise to identify your goals more specifically, to be more specific when you have your goal, to be able to measure it, and to set the goal in such a way that it's attainable and relevant for your own particular case, and to make sure you put a deadline on it so that you get started. You do it, and you don't postpone the moment, because the motivation will fade away after a particular time. Yeah, so that's actually what I wanted to share with you. The conclusion of this entire situation is that setting smart fitness goals is important for several reasons. It brings you clarity, because setting smart goals actually provides clarity and specificity, and is helping you define exactly what you want to achieve in terms of fitness, such as improving endurance, losing weight, or increasing strength, etc. It also helps you through getting motivated, because having clear and measurable goals gives you something concrete towards, keeping you motivated and focused on your fitness journey. It also helps you with the accountability side, because SMART goals hold you accountable for your progress. And by setting specific targets and deadlines, you are more likely to stay committed to your fitness regimen. A lot of other reasons, well, setting smart goals is more effective than not setting them up. You are able to track your progress as well, And I think you have all sorts of benefits if you implement this SMART acronym into your fitness decision to start moving more in general. And you can implement that in any ways, in any areas of your life. Actually, I see it works very well with a lot of domains, and fitness is just one of them. Like, go ahead and implement that wherever you can. I think you already heard about this, but yeah, I would definitely encourage you to do this small exercise. And just before closing the call, I want to leave you with this idea of setting smart goals, which I consider helps you starting the process, loving the process, and trusting the process more. For me, it's extremely important to how I feel during the process of training and during this entire situation where I want to achieve a goal. And if I have smarter goals, I am motivated to start faster, my particular goal, and I am also motivated to stick to that process because I will be able to love it more just because I know it leads to success. And if I also take a good decision with respect to the fitness approach, well, actually, I am extremely enthusiastic because I can trust the process. So if I think this will lead me to success, well, actually, I will. I will try to be successful. So yeah, don't put pressure on yourselves. It's important to do it in your own rhythm. So that's why I'm saying attainability is important. That's just my example, but yours might be different. So yeah, I'm here just to guide you through this approach by setting smart goals. And next time, if you are interested to attend, well, I'm going to talk about how to track your calories and how to stick to your regimen in an era where it is very difficult to do so. So if you are interested in next time's topic, I'm going to be here, and please don't hesitate to follow me. And yeah, looking forward to seeing our next live stream and to seeing you there. Cheers.